In many parts of Russia, you'll often see something that surprises many Western parents. A 4-year-old trying to put on their own jacket in freezing weather while the parent calmly waits. A child struggling with a task without an adult immediately stepping in. A moment of frustration that is not instantly removed. And yet, these children don't appear neglected or emotionally distant. Instead, many grow up calm under pressure, confident in their abilities, and unusually independent in daily life. This approach is not about strict punishment or emotional coldness. It comes from a long-standing cultural philosophy called vaspitanie, intentional upbringing focused on building character over time. At its core, vaspitanie is the belief that a child should not only be protected, but also prepared for life. Not by removing every difficulty, but by guiding them through it. In Russia, this idea is deeply rooted in family tradition, shaped by generations where children were expected to contribute early, observe carefully, and learn responsibility as a normal part of growing up. Grandparents often played a central role in this process, reinforcing patience, discipline, and everyday independence. Compare this with a more modern Western parenting style, where emotional responsiveness and immediate comfort are often prioritized. In many Western homes, when a child becomes upset, the natural response is to step in quickly, soothe immediately, and solve the problem as fast as possible. This is not wrong. Emotional validation is important for healthy development, but the difference lies in the long-term message being sent. Russian parenting tends to ask, "What is this moment teaching the child?" Western parenting often asks, "How can I make the child feel better right now?" Both come from love, but they shape resilience in different ways. One of the key ideas behind Russian parenting is that emotional strength is built through experience, not avoidance. Children are not rushed out of discomfort too quickly. Instead, they are supported while learning to handle it. A well-known Russian child psychologist, Lyudmila Petronovskaya, has often emphasized that resilience develops when children are allowed to move through manageable challenges with calm adult presence, rather than constant rescue. This creates a very different emotional foundation. Instead of relying on external reassurance every time something feels difficult, the child begins to develop internal regulation, the ability to manage emotions from within. There are 3 core principles that help explain this approach more clearly. The first is trusting the child's capability. Russian parents often allow children to attempt tasks on their own earlier than many Western parents might expect. Dressing, small chores, simple problem solving, not done perfectly, but done independently. This builds self-efficacy, the psychological belief that I can do this. When a child solves problems through effort rather than immediate help, confidence grows from experience, not praise. The second principle is controlled exposure to discomfort, often linked to the idea of zakal, meaning gentle toughening. This does not mean exposing children to harm, but rather allowing them to experience manageable challenges, such as mild frustration, waiting, boredom, or physical conditions within safe limits. Modern psychology supports this idea in a broader sense. Small, tolerable challenges help children develop emotional regulation. They learn that discomfort is temporary and survivable, rather than something that must always be removed instantly. In many Western environments, discomfort is often minimized immediately. If a child is bored, entertainment is provided. If a child is frustrated, the problem is quickly solved. If a child struggles, an adult often takes over. The intention is care. But over time, this can reduce opportunities for emotional endurance. The third principle is calm authority. Russian parenting places strong emphasis on the emotional state of the adult during moments of stress. When a child is upset, the parent does not become overly emotional or overly corrective. Instead, they remain steady. The message is not, "Don't feel this." The message is, "You can feel this, and you can move through it." For example, instead of saying, "Don't cry, it's okay," It's okay. A calm response might be, I see you're upset. I'm here. You'll figure it out. This subtle difference matters. It teaches the child that emotions are manageable, not emergencies. Children often mirror the emotional regulation of adults. When the adult stays calm, the child learns that the situation is not dangerous, even if it feels intense. Now, applying these ideas in everyday life does not require changing your entire parenting style. It starts with small shifts. One practical step is delaying the instant rescue response. The next time your child struggles with something simple, a shoe, a toy, a task, pause briefly before stepping in. Let them attempt it first. Even a short pause creates space for problem solving. Another step is using language that encourages effort instead of immediate help. Instead of automatically taking over, you can say, try first. I'm here if you need me. This builds confidence without removing support. It is also important to allow small, safe discomforts without rushing to eliminate them. Not all frustration needs fixing. Sometimes a child being bored or mildly challenged is an opportunity for growth, not a problem to solve. Of course, this does not mean ignoring emotional needs or letting children struggle alone. Safety and emotional connection remain essential. The goal is balance. Support without over-intervention. Finally, staying calm during emotional moments has a powerful impact. A steady voice, a grounded presence, and simple acknowledgement of feelings often do more than immediate solutions ever could. Over time, these small shifts help children build something important, the belief that they can handle life's challenges. This is not about becoming a Russian-style parent. It is not about copying another culture completely. It is about learning from a different perspective, one that values patience, capability, and emotional strength alongside love and care. Because ultimately, the goal is not just to raise a child who feels safe in your presence. It is to raise a child who also feels safe in themselves. And that changes everything.